Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is a very long awaited video for a few of you. I've been talking about doing this for quite a while now. Life has been so crazy. It's now the start of April and we got married. My husband and I got married back in January. But today in this video, I want to talk a little bit about our destination wedding planning process, how we went about it, like how we narrowed down our resort and ended up picking Dreams. Yeah, like kind of all the details about it, what we liked about it, maybe what we didn't so much, how we chose like our wedding package and started planning everything with the resort. There's so much that goes into it, but it worked out really well. So I just wanted to make this video to share some more details. And if any of you guys are planning your destination weddings, and they're looking into Dreams Playa Mujeres in Cancun, then this video hopefully will give you some more details. So I wrote down throughout our trip, coming home, even with Jake, my husband, we brainstormed a little bit and collected kind of like our tips, like what we would recommend, what we wouldn't. Anyway, so my laptop's down here, so I'm gonna go through my notes. And yeah, if I miss anything that you're specifically interested in, let me know. If there's enough questions, I can try to do a Q&A. But these are the main things that I chose. So we got married January 25th in Cancun at Dreams Playa Mujeres. The reason we chose Dreams Playa, we researched every resort. We didn't even have a city or country picked out at first. We were kind of open to whatever. Ended up choosing Cancun, which worked out really well. Just because it was easier. We're from the west coast of the United States, so Mexico was just closest for some of our close friends and family to make it. We decided to go with Dreams. We looked at every resort though. We wanted a resort that had a little bit of everything. So sometimes like when you're looking at resorts and you're researching, if any of y'all are going through this now, you know like every resort has different stuff. They all have different reviews, different focuses. Some are adults only, some are more kids based it seems. We went into it just wanting like a little bit of everything. Jake, my husband, is huge into golf and a lot of his family is and his friends. So we wanted either one that was close to a golf course or had one like right next to it or whatever, was connected to one. We could kind of make anything work, but definitely golf was a huge thing. So we actually ended up finding Dreams through another YouTuber here on YouTube, Hallie Walls, I believe is her name. She's so cute and I just adore her. I actually follow her on Instagram now and I love looking back at all her photos and actually reference to a lot of her experience planning a wedding there at Dreams and watching her video of the details that went into it and everything. So watched hers towards the beginning of our search and then we searched for so many months on every single other resort. And then finally I came back to her video and I was like, wait, Jake, this resort looks perfect. We just narrowed down our search and we ended up just going with Dreams. We got in touch with a travel agency. We went with Vacationeeze. I just found them through one of the wedding websites. People had good reviews on them and said they were really helpful. Sharon and Jack run Vacationeeze. And I would highly recommend them. They helped us with so much and they had actually so many good things to say about Dreams, which was helpful. They kind of knew the resort pretty well, so that definitely helped. If you are looking into Dreams, I would definitely check in to them. So going into a destination wedding at Dreams, if you're even just going there for vacation, you will have the option to choose which room you will be staying in. And there are different levels. So there's a generic pool view room that you can pick from, or there's a preferred club room. And going into it, our travel agency really recommended doing the preferred club. There are definitely some perks with preferred club. We had some of our guests choose not to do it, which worked out fine, but there definitely are some solid perks to the preferred club option that I would personally recommend. I'll go over some more of those a little bit later. But another positive thing that a pro of Dreams that we loved was that you have access to Secrets, which is the resort right next door to Dreams. And it's an adult only resort. So if you do have kids joining you or in your wedding party, just know that they won't be able to go over into Secrets, but you have access to everything in Secrets. It's so great. Gives you so many restaurant options, so many things to do. We didn't even get to half of it. We were there for a full week. Obviously, had a wedding in the middle of the week, but we didn't even get over there as much as I thought we would / that I wanted to. The restaurants at Dreams were really great. We truly didn't even get to go to every single one at Dreams, not even mentioning secrets. Like, there's so many already at Dreams that it made it even hard to just get to all of them there. If you go back and look at my wedding week vlog, you'll see a few of them mentioned, but we loved going to Mari's, or it might be Maurice. So good, they had everything there. Like, some of the restaurants, again, with the preferred club, I'll kind of go in more details now, I guess, about that. Some of them would offer like breakfast, and you had to be preferred club to go into the restaurants, certain restaurants for breakfast. The day beds were preferred club, and they do ask you what room number you're in to verify that. And then some of the like lounge chairs were, so they definitely like kind of make it seem like you need preferred club. You don't have to do it, but I would say it's totally worth it. You get access to, there's a preferred club lounge that they'll take you in when you first arrive. And as far as our wedding group, like all of our guests, we spent a lot of time in there. And there was just a few people that couldn't join us in that lounge. So I would say if you're having your whole wedding party, wedding guest list come to Dreams, I would definitely recommend the preferred club, which we also did. But you can make it work if some of your guests don't want to pay that little bit extra for it. You also do get an ocean view room with that. I think that's just for preferred, if I'm correct. Otherwise, you get pool view, which obviously is just a sign you're still in Cancun, having the time of your life, but it is nice to have a ocean view. You can go back again and look at my wedding week vlog. I shared a little bit of our room, and like our view was amazing. We saw all the weddings going on every night from our balcony. It was so awesome. So I would definitely recommend preferred club, but you can kind of recommend it and let your guests do whatever. Okay, so going into a few more like wedding specific details, like our planning process and everything going with Dreams. Going into it, you'll get in contact with them, of course, and they'll send you all your options as far as wedding packages go. I do believe you can choose an option to like build your own, but we chose a package. We went with the Beyond Memorable package, and it was kind of, it seemed like kind of a medium option. It'll give you all the details, and it includes like a lot of your base stuff. Beyond Memorable package, I believe, was about $7 grand to start with. So that's kind of like your baseline of your cost for your wedding. And then you'll add, as you start planning, they'll send you a ton of different brochures and everything to pick out different things. You can upgrade things, you can keep the basics, but it definitely gives you like a solid starting ground if you do choose a package, in my opinion. But yeah, again, you can talk to your wedding planner. You will get assigned a specific wedding coordinator through Dreams, and I was really nervous about this because you just never know how this is gonna go. But truly, we had Marcella with Dreams, and she was fabulous, you guys. She literally helped us with so much. I had so many questions. I went into this like worrying about all the small details, like everything you could ever think of. And she was so helpful. The day of the wedding, she helped everything flow perfectly. Yeah, highly recommend. But I have heard great things about almost all the planners there, the coordinators at Dreams. So yeah, but Marcella was great. So if you are worried about that, and I don't know if you can request, but we loved Marcella. One small detail I will mention getting married in Cancun is we did get married before going down to Cancun. So we just went to we were gonna go to the courthouse, but it actually, with COVID right now, you just do it pretty much with whoever your officiant is at home. So we had my dad marry us, so we just went over to my parents' house, and my dad just married us. So we did that about a week and a half before we left for our trip. So we officially were married, and that is our official wedding date, the day we did it here. We will celebrate our anniversary on the day we did our symbolic ceremony. And that's only because in Mexico you have to do, there's like a ton of steps, different like odd knickknacks you have to put together to get married down there. So it was just so much easier. I heard so many other people say that they just did it that way. So that's how we did it, and it actually worked out fine. It's a little bit weird, obviously, because you know, you're getting married before, but we just chose to like celebrate it, remember it on the 25th of January, not the day we actually legally got married. When you do start your planning process with Dreams, once you get all of your forms, you'll be very overwhelmed, and it'll say it is due, I believe, 3 months before your wedding date. And so they want you to fill that out up until that point, and then that 3-month date before your wedding is when you'll get assigned a coordinator, and you'll send them in this big Excel form with all these different things attached. Pretty much everything's on there. So I had ours pretty much filled out, and the Certain areas that I didn't know, I just kind of like told Marcella and them, like, not sure about this yet, I would love more details or whatever. Like whatever I needed, I just kind of like let her know. And then she would return it after that, tell us, like answer it for me. I do think they were a little late with us, which stressed me out. It wasn't exactly 3 months before, it was like 2, but it still worked out just fine. So don't be too concerned if it's like that for y'all. They will give you recommended or like in-house vendors for photography, videos, and hair and makeup. They have their spa there, of course, that does hair and makeup. I looked into these really deeply, obviously, because the photos, I feel like, and video and hair and makeup are like critical pieces of your wedding day, at least for the bride. I mean, and the groom, your photos for sure to look back on. After like researching a little bit, I decided to choose outside vendors for all 3 of those categories. And I was really happy with how it turned out for us. I'll list who we went with down below in the description. To do outside vendors, there is one small negative, that is that you have to pay a fee to get them onto the resort, and it is per person per day. So I did trial hair and makeup the day before, and then they came back the next day for the wedding day, and our videographer, photographer was 2 people. So we paid like, I don't even want to tell y'all, so much money, but it is $150 per person per day to get them onto the resort. So in the grand scheme of your wedding budget, this isn't much, but it obviously is a bummer. So if you do feel like sticking with their in-house vendors, you don't have to pay that fee. I'll leave those listed down below if anyone is interested in that, but yeah. Okay, so going into a few other different categories, something I wrote down was that Dreams Playa is like based around weddings. And we actually heard this a few times throughout our trip, and you just get that vibe. Like each day we were there, at least in January, there was at least a wedding going on every day, but usually there were 2 to 3 because there's so many different spots you can hold your wedding. Us personally, we chose the beach for all 3 of our evening things. So the ceremony happened on the beach, the cocktail hour happened on the beach, and then our reception also happened on the beach. And we loved it. There were some bugs, but you obviously can survive that. And if the weather is crummy, then you will obviously have to do a plan B, which I believe they set up for you. We didn't have an issue with that, but we loved it on the beach. But there are like huge courtyards and the gazebo and ballroom, and there's tons of other things that you can, but the resort does feel like it's catered around weddings. Like their big, I think, income, I guess, is through weddings. But it's beautiful and it's perfect for weddings. Like I said at the beginning, like they have a little bit of everything at this resort. They have a kid area, but it's not based around all kids. They have great restaurants, a good selection. You have access to secrets. They have a beautiful beach. The pools were great. The people were friendly. The rooms were pretty nice. It was just the perfect wedding, destination wedding resort for a group. We had 50 people come. I don't know if I mentioned that. 50 guests, I think, is what it came out to. We invited about, I think, 80 to 90, and 50 felt perfect. It was truly like the perfect amount. Everybody was just a dream. It was just perfect. Another thing I forgot to mention earlier is that we started planning with Dreams about a year in advance. So that's when we signed our contract, picked out our wedding package, and yeah, and then you just kind of are stuck with this Excel sheet. You feel so overwhelmed in the brain until 3 months before your wedding date. That's when things get a little bit more serious, but don't stress about it. I was so worried about all the small things, every little single detail you could think of. And like when you're looking through this Excel sheet, you're like, oh my gosh. Something that helped me was going on to like Marcella's Instagram or any of the planners' Instagrams. You can find them and seeing other people's kind of play out and see their details, see what they picked out for their centerpieces. But truly, when I say you don't need a lot for a destination wedding, we saw people who went the full 100 yards. All out. You could tell they spent so much money on their day. It was beautiful. Ours, I would say we spent kind of not the bare minimum, but we did just enough for it to be fun, but not break the bank, which is kind of our goal. That was our goal going into a destination wedding. With our package, I wouldn't say you need to add a ton on top of your package, at least with ours. Each one is different, catered to a different amount of people. If you don't upgrade anything or add anything on that, I feel like it would be just fine. We added like a dance floor, not super big, but a dance floor, which we're very thankful for. If you do the beach location, definitely get a dance floor for the reception, 100% worth it. Some big fairy lights. We did the fairy light tent, which was something I wanted, perfect. We upgraded to a DJ, which I would also recommend. If you do get a package, at least with ours, you got like a discount of the DJ upgrade to like have a DJ there. I would definitely recommend that. You guys, also another thing I should mention is the food at all of our wedding events. We had a free rehearsal dinner thrown, which came with our package. You could do a rehearsal dinner or a welcome party when you first all get there. We did the rehearsal dinner. It was amazing and the food was so good. The food they serve at your events, I feel like was way different and better than the food just at the resort. Not that the food at the resort was bad, but it was just like so much better. Every meal we had barbecue and Mexican for our wedding and then our rehearsal dinner. It was so good. As far as bringing other stuff, like I was worried about we're gonna have to like pack a suitcase full of like centerpieces or like some other stuff that we might want. You don't need to. The only two things that I brought to add to our wedding day was our guest book, which we did a Jenga set with Sharpies, and I brought a photo frame with like directions on how to do it for a little table. Yeah, that's it. That's truly the only thing I brought for like our wedding day. Like obviously I had my dress and like all those things, but like for any decor, it was just that. So that made it really easy. That's pretty much all of the details I have written down. There's so many other things I could talk about, but this video is probably already so long. So I'll leave it to you guys to like leave me a comment if you have a specific detail. If it's small enough, I'll just respond. And if I collect enough, I'll just do a Q&A and I'll answer them all in a video. But all in all, ours was, I would say roughly altogether 15 grand. Which I think is pretty good for a wedding. Let me know if you guys have questions or anything about the resort, anything about the wedding planning process. I would love to answer them. And look forward to our wedding video, official wedding video coming soon. I'll be posting that, and I think that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.